Hello everybody, I'm Melanie. Welcome to my YouTube video. I tried to record this video about 3 minutes ago, but I couldn't do it because I thought that I looked weird. Um, I think that I look kind of weird. I kind of just got out of shower, so my hair is just a bit messed up. And I know that I do this. If you've watched any of my other videos, then you know that I do this. I kind of just talk about how much I hate my hair and I look weird today for the first like 5 minutes of the video. So if you're a regular, then sorry for being repetitive. So it's been like a week, I think, since I did one of these little YouTube videos where I sit down and talk about my feelings. Um, and I haven't been doing them a lot. I'm repeating myself, but I think I need to clarify the reasons why I'm not doing these like daily like I used to anymore, just in case this is your first time like coming across the channel or something. Um, I haven't been doing any videos because I've been busy and kind of sad. I don't really have much motivation to do it a lot. I just do it whenever I feel like I can, whenever I'm feeling a bit lonely, whenever I just feel like talking, that's when I make these videos. And I've been busy because there's been someone like living in my house, and she's always using the PC, so I can never find the opportunity to do these little thingies. And so in this video, I'm not going to be having a specific video subject. I'm kind of just going to be talking about what's been happening in my life, and there's quite a few things that's been happening in my life, to be honest. I'm going to be starting from the point of like 2 weeks ago. I think I'm going to be talking about everything that I've done these 2 weeks. So, first of all, I've been obviously this person's living with me now, kind of. What happened was, the person's living with me right now is my best friend of like for almost 5 years, and I talk about her sometimes in these videos. I talk about her a lot in my video where I talk about going from like transphobic to trans. She was the person that kind of helped me get out there a bit. She has done a lot for me, really, but basically what happened was she had a holiday that she was going to go to. I forget exactly where. I think it was either Germany or Italy. And she got to the airport, and then when she was trying to board the plane, they didn't let her on the plane because like her name didn't match her ID or something because she's trans. And so she wasn't let on the flight, and the airport she was in I think London, and because she didn't really have a place to stay, she just messaged me like, hey, I'm coming over, which kind of scared me a bit because I wasn't prepared. And I haven't really seen her very much. I've seen her once before this. I've seen her once in person, and it was like a day out. We probably saw each other for like 6 hours in Cardiff. I went down to Wales and Cardiff, and we just spent a day out. It was a nice day though, honestly. At the time, that was like the best day of my life, because I was some little kid that just never left their room, just like always scared of people, always scared of going outside. And then I did that, and that was a special day for me because I never really do stuff like that. I used to never really go to the city. I used to never really meet other people. I used to just be inside all the time. So that was like one of the best days of my life. Okay, so what these videos are basically is I just kind of yap, and it can go either direction. It can go any direction. Every single thing I say, there's 10 different pathways I can go down, and I'll just pick one at random. I don't really try to stay on topic unless the video is like about something. I'll pick whatever direction I want. So if I'm being annoying and it seems like I'm just like skipping over things, I'm sorry, because when I do these yapping videos, I'm kind of like just talking, like I'm not really thinking about what to say next or anything. So sorry if this is not your kind of format. Um, yeah, Cardiff was great. I'm going to talk about that little trip a bit actually. I might as well because I don't really get to talk about these things. That's what I like about these YouTube videos is I can just talk about like whatever I want, whatever's interesting me. That's why I recommend people should do these kind of videos, because sometimes you want to like talk about something, but like everybody you know just isn't into it or just doesn't care. Not in a mean way, maybe they just aren't feeling the conversation subject at the time. And these videos are good because I can just talk about anything. I have complete freedom to just talk. Before I did these videos, I'd usually talk to like my plushie, who's all the way back there. You can see his little face. That's Jolly Boy. I used to sit down like on my bed, prop him up, and just talk to him for like a bit. But now I can do it this, and it feels a little bit more normal. Um, I do still talk to Jolly though. He's my favorite plushie. We're still very close, of course. Two new people. That's Fluffy there. If you're wondering what those colors are, and these colors here, that's Bobby. If you're wondering what those colors are. Oh yeah, Cardiff. Okay, so this is like my online friend, best friend ever. I don't really want to talk too much about her because I was planning on doing a video. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but I was planning on doing a video where I sat down with her because she's still here, she's still living here. I thought like, while she's here, I might as well do a little yap with her and just talk about stuff, just like riffraff. Um, yeah, I guess I'll just talk about the little trip. I met her in Cardiff, and this is a little fun fact. I didn't show my face. I've probably said this already. I didn't show my face on the internet or to anybody on the internet, like online friends, anything. I didn't show my face for years. And this person who's living with me, my best friend, didn't see my face for 3 years, almost 4 years, and I only showed her what I looked like the day before I met her in Cardiff because she had to know what I looked like, obviously. And I think that's kind of ridiculous. Now, like looking back on it, I don't think it's ridiculous to not want to show your face on the internet. I think if you like anonymity, that's completely fine. Showing your face isn't for everyone. I'm still kind of weird with it, to be honest. I mean, I'm a lot better than I was, obviously, because I'm doing these videos, but it's not like I don't think about what I look like and what people are going to think of me when they see me. There's still that kind of like pressure. I can't just put my face out willy-nilly and just be like, oh, whatever. I don't care what people think, because honestly, saying that I don't care what people think is kind of a lie. I do care a little bit. Um, to be honest, I don't really. I've talked about this so much. I'm so sorry. This is a bad video, I think. All my videos are bad, really. None of my videos really go anywhere. They're just these things where I just sit down and talk. I'm really annoyed at myself for being such a bad talker recently. I haven't really had just much of like, I just haven't felt like talking, like. But I do these anyway, sometimes, even if I don't feel like talking, because if I stop talking for like a week, then I'll just completely shut down and I just won't want to talk ever, and I'll fall into like a depression. So these kind of things like keep me awake in a way, I think. Yeah. So I was gonna be talking about what's happened these last 2 weeks. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. Like, I got I last night I woke up maybe, I'm not exaggerating, maybe 30 times in the night. So I slept for like 8 hours, but I slept for 8 hours in like a 10-minute intervals. It was terrible. It wasn't hot at night, but for some reason, like I was just sweating so much. I just couldn't fall asleep. It was so uncomfortable. And my friend said she felt the same way. Same thing was happening to her. She woke up a lot. She was sweating even though it wasn't hot. I don't know what happened. Very weird night, I think. So I'm just feeling a bit tired. I mean, I've had like a coffee. I usually have a coffee in the morning anyway, but I don't think coffee really does much for me anymore because I've had coffee like multiple times a day, every single day for like years. So I don't think it's very effective on me. I think I've built a tolerance to caffeine, which is annoying because I really want it to work. There's some people, maybe younger kids, that just take caffeine and they say that they can feel their body twitch and they can't sleep. Maybe that's an exaggeration. Maybe bodies don't twitch, but I do know people that say that they have caffeine and then they like can't sleep after. I can just drink like fucking 3 coffees and then fall asleep like that. I just realized I swore. I don't think I ever swear in these videos now that I think about it, because there's never any reason to. Um, if you watch this and you're a kid, I'm sorry for doing that. I will not do it again. I'm just gonna sit here and just stare for a second. Little intermission there. Just wanted to sit there and stare for a second. So I got to talk about what's been happening these last 2 weeks. Obviously I have this person living with me now. Not she's not technically living with me. She can just go back whenever. I don't really know when she's gonna go back. She doesn't really know when she's gonna go back, but she will go back. But then she's gonna come back and then actually live with me, because it's a nice area here. It's just nicer for her to be here, and I don't really mind the company. Since I'm quite a lonely person, having somebody with me is nice. I like being stable. I like having social interaction. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I get really sad and I don't really want to talk to anybody and I'll just shut off. So I gotta get her own room just in case that happens, in case I want to just like lie in bed on my own forever. And what else has happened? Oh yeah, my birthday. It was my birthday and I hated it. It was my 18th birthday and it was terrible. It was probably one of the worst birthdays I've had in my entire life. And I say this because, so if you watch my video, you probably know what I did on my birthday. And what I did was I went to London with my friend and my family and we ate at a Chinese place. We went to Chinatown and we ate at some Chinese place. Because I always thought that Chinese food is probably one of the most fun foods to eat and share, because the Chinese food, what you do is you just order a bunch of stuff and then you just go around like picking and trying everything that everyone got. But the thing was, I went with my dad, and my dad is kind of like not the nicest person. I mean, usually what he does is, I mean, he's always been quite mean, but usually what he does is whenever there's like someone new at the table or just someone new that he meets, in this case it'll be my friend, he usually acts like a lot more happier and like fake to an extent, which I honestly wasn't gonna mind, because I know that obviously that's not who he actually is, but it's my birthday, he might as well just act all cheery and stuff just for a day. And for some reason on this day, on my 18th birthday, he chose to not do that, and he instead just was his miserable self. Didn't crack a smile the entire time. Basically what we did is we got to London, me and Jasmine, and for some reason, I'm gonna actually just talk about my whole. Should I just talk about my whole birthday? Okay. Okay. So we went to London. We went to the train station. Me, my mum, and my friends, and the rest of my family. We got to the train station and I got these new shoes. They're Demonias, which I always thought were kind of cool. I'd never really done any research on them, but I wore them and they fit quite nicely, and I really like these shoes and they went really good with my outfit. Speaking of my outfit, I was also wearing a foxtail to London, which I'd never done before. I never just like wear tails in public. But I thought, it's London, I might as well just like do it, and it's my 18th, so it'll be fun. Just a little thing. And so we got to the train station. I was in my Demonias, never worn before. We go over the bridge to the other platform, and 2 steps after we cross the bridge, both of my shoes, both of the Demonias, break at the exact same time. Like, the thing that holds it just snapped. They both just snapped, both of them, like simultaneously. And I was very annoyed, and I still am very annoyed, because that was like my main birthday present, was the shoes, and they cost like £100 or something, and they both just happened to break after like less than 50 steps in them. And I'm still very upset about that, and I don't even know if I can return them, because I got them a while ago. Like, they've just been sitting in the house. Like, I ordered them and then I opened them on my birthday, but they've been ordered for like a month, so I don't really know what to do, to be honest. But what we had to do was we had to just go back to the house, all of us, so I could go get new shoes, because I wasn't going to walk around in broken shoes, right, because I didn't even feel my feet at that point. Went back home, got shoes, went back to the station, and then when we finally got to London, it turned out that my sister and my dad decided to not board the train, so then we had to wait in London for another 30 minutes. So me and my friend walked around London for a bit. We went to this one store. We only really went to one store. We went to this one store, and it was very like designer place. It was very like rich, very expensive. Um, Jasmine found this skirt that she liked. It had this little heart in it. Can I? Okay, never mind. It's not on view. And I'm saying Jasmine like you know this girl. My friend saw this skirt and it looked cute, and I thought it looked cute, and it was pretty simple. It was a black skirt with a little belt on it and like some hearts like sewn onto it. She went into the changing room for like 10 minutes because she was wearing these like um my Rick Owen replicas, which like kind of they take time to put on. So she was in there for like 10 minutes, and I was just standing like in this clothes store with this foxtail on, just like waiting, looking like I'm about to rob something. But I thought that was quite awkward because you had all these new people coming in, looking at me, looking at my tail, and I was just there alone. So honestly, I was quite frightened wearing a bloody foxtail, just like on my own. So maybe it wasn't a good idea to really wear that. But what happened was my friend got out of the changing room, said she really liked the skirt, it fits, and she went to order it. And the thing with these places in London, these designer stores in London, it's a little strategy to their selling. And what it is they don't put price tags on they don't put price tags on the clothes. They only tell you the price after you've told them you want to buy it. So she put down the skirt, and what we were expecting would be like a 20 quid, 30 quid skirt, turned out to be 100. So she had been, because Jasmine had now become attached to this, which is what they want to happen, because she'd worn it in the changing room. She was like, okay, I'll just buy it. And then she saw these little beads that you put around your, like a little bracelet, sort of beaded bracelet. And she said, oh, I like this. How much are these? And then she put it on. It was like, it looks really nice. I really like it. And then the person behind the counter said, they're about 40, 50 quid. I was like, that's a lot. Right, that's a lot. I was going to tell her that, I just like, don't get it. But then what she did was she found one she really liked. Remember this, 40 to like 50 quid, right? She picks one up, and then she goes to buy it, and then they check the price, and it was like 60, 70 quid. So they lied to her basically, because she was expecting it to be on the low end of 40, right? But apparently it was actually 60 quid. So then we had just spent £160 on two items at this little clothes store, and we're not rich. That's not something we just do. That's not something I would ever do. I'd never pay £100 for a skirt. I don't have that money. In all fairness, it's a really nice bracelet and a really nice skirt. But geez, like, I I thought, I don't know why she just bought it. I guess she did just get paid. She just wanted to spend money, I guess. But after we did that, we still had to wait for our family to arrive in London. So we went to this little like boba tea shop. I've never had boba, but for some reason there's like 100 of those places in Chinatown now. Last time I went to Chinatown, they just didn't exist. So we got a boba tea, shared it. It was really nice. First time having boba tea. I don't remember what one it was exactly, but I really liked it, to be honest. I think the balls in it are a bit weird, but I kind of messed with it, to be honest. Yeah, that was nice. It was like 5 quid for like a small one though, which is kind of ridiculous, I think. And then our family finally arrived, my family finally arrived, and we went into the Chinese place. And I was expecting a nice, cheap, like casual setting, but it turns out that my dad had booked us a place at this really bougie, like expensive, rich Chinese place. And honestly, I was a bit annoyed because I didn't want that. I wanted like just a regular Chinese place, just like some like kind of low quality but cheap food that I can just eat. But we sit down, we look at the menus. First of all, there's no lazy Susan. There's no lazy Susan in this Chinese place. I am accustomed to having lazy Susans at the Chinese places. I need a lazy Susan. I love sitting in a little circle with lazy Susan, and it's like, oh, you want this, you want this, you want this. But no, there was no lazy Susan. It was just a table. We look at the menu, and the first thing I see, sea bass, £50. Like, if you know what sea bass is, like, it's a pretty thin cut of meat. Like, it's a pretty cheap cut of meat. I've got some sea bass in my fridge right now that cost £3, but they've managed to mark it up to 50. I saw that, and then the first thing I thought was like, I hate it here. I don't want to go. I don't want to be here because I know that now I'm not going to really be able to eat anything, and I'm not going to be able to enjoy it because I'm going to be thinking about that price tag of it. I ended up ordering something that I didn't really know, I haven't heard of. It was like some vegetable thing. I just said I'll have that. So I had a starter. That was a vegetable thing, which probably cost like 20 quid. And then I had, for my main, what was my main? It was some fish. Yeah, it was a fish. I hadn't heard of it, so I ordered it too. I was like, I'll just get that. and then I forgot what everybody else ordered, but it was just a bunch of little stuff. The food was bad. I mean, like, the dim sum came out and I thought that was really nice, and then like the things I got sucked. Like, this vegetable thing I got, all deep fried, which isn't a big issue, but to be honest, it didn't say on the menu it was gonna be deep fried. Maybe I should have just looked up what it was before I ordered it. Maybe that's my fault, but I want to know how it's cooked, you know. Um, I hated it because it was deep fried first, which is fine, but it was tasteless. It was just batter. I just felt like I was eating batter, like just battered like tofu. It sucked. And then the fish I had was, honestly, I swear to God, one of the worst things I've had in my entire life. It stunk. It stunk, and it tasted like it smelled. It tasted like it smelled like fermented. It literally smelled rotten, and I hated it. But my dad liked it. And then my friend got some eel, and I actually thought that was really nice. First time having eel, and I actually thought it was really nice. But I hated it there, and the whole time my dad was just being so moody and like annoying. He like my mum, who is English, my dad's Chinese. That side of my family is Chinese. My mum's English, completely white. She goes, "Oh, we'll have the lemon chicken, right? Nice choice. It's a good dish." And then the first thing my dad goes is like, "But that's not really Chinese, is it? That's not really a Chinese. You came to a Chinese place, and you're not getting real Chinese food. Let her have the lemon chicken." What was that? It was like a firework. Someone just lit a firework off in broad daylight. But I kind of hated my dad for that because, like, lemon chicken, you shouldn't just judge people like that, like, in front of everyone. Like, just because you're Asian doesn't mean that you get to just pick on people like that. And I thought that was really mean. And he was doing the same kind of thing, just like shading people the whole time. And then I got really upset, so I told my friend, like, can we just leave? And then we just left before we could really get the bill. And then we just went home, and then we got drunk, and then had a nice little time at home. I mean, that part was fine, to be honest, but like everything else sucked, and I was really disappointed because that's my 18th birthday. I'm never gonna get that day back, and I wish I just did something else, to be honest. But at least I got to spend time with my friend, which is one of my favorite things to do. I've been going for 22 minutes, so I'm gonna stop now. I feel like I've just talked about nothing this whole time. I feel like this is probably one of my worst videos I've ever made. But honestly, I feel like that every single time I make one of these. I'm very insecure and critical about these little talk videos. Sorry if this one sucked. Thank you.